So how we doing, guys and girls? I want to try and make a video of how you guys can understand cycles, meaning that such as channels to external liquidity to, and how you can see what markets actually do to that. So pretty much like build-ups and how we can trade the inducement. So marked out here something. Obviously we've got like a channel to the downside here. We want to induce the high to go lower. Okay, we want to induce the low to go higher. Got like a little mini cycle here. You can see this. We induced this here to go lower. We ended up building some kind of equal lows here. Okay, and also we had like a bit of a channel here. We haven't induced the low side. This is always a good sign for us to keep our liquidity then to target, meaning that if we do take external, we start shifting. Okay, so obviously this trend line was something like this before then inducing to the low side. It's probably something like this. Just these two for now. Induced high to go lower, and then obviously we had a channel here. We had some equal lows, just a little tiny bit of inducement, but enough to take the liquidity to the high side. Before then, coming into New York session, we get a little mini cycle here. We induce the low, we push higher. We've got like a triple top here. We come back into this liquidity, swipe this one last time. Before then, building a channel to the high side. Also, we had a channel here. So this is like liquidity to target, which is very, very nice, if that makes sense. There's like a little inducement here. So we induce this 5-minute breaker structure. We come back down, we stand to push higher. We induce the channel to the downside. We push higher. Here we have external liquidity. Take here from the day before. We come into that. Now if we can throw it like this, we come into this kind of liquidity here. Okay, we tapped it before then actually shifting market, meaning so we induce obviously the high, we took external, we pushed down, we induced the low, we came into this here, we induced the downside. No real build-ups here. We're coming into the next day, very nice and clean. You can see here like a little build-up. We take out this order block, we push to the downside, triple bottom, we induce this channel. Okay, we created a channel to the high side, we induced the channel to the low, before then having liquidity to target it, if that makes sense. We come into some area here, got a 5-minute breaker structure, we come into this channel, we push back down to push higher. We ended up building a channel to the downside. We induced high, pushed lower, not quite took this low out. We then take some little bit of liquidity here to push lower, obviously trading away from this inducement. Now we are building, if you can see this here, we had like a little channel here to the downside. We induced to the low side here, took this liquidity one last time here, which is London low, and then we ended up pushing quite aggressively high here. This must have been news, guys. We induced this channel here to the low side to push then higher. We had a equal triple tops here. We induced this to go higher. Now we're obviously a 5-minute breaker structure shift here. You could see higher prices. Now the only thing is we've got this channel. We want to induce to the low side. Now let's see what happens. We come into our POY and we expect higher prices. Okay, if not, this is absolutely fine. Why? Because there was no real impulsive move, meaning that we ended up just building more and more liquidity. Okay, we just build more and more liquidity to then go lower. Now all we have to do is wait for the next build-up and then identify the next build-up. Let's come back down here to then push higher. Now we want to see the next build-up really. I mean, we've got like a couple little tiny mini cycle here. Okay, there's nothing too exciting. We obviously induced this. This was all in New York session. We induced the high before then pushing down. Let's see where we can find the next build-up. Obviously we're building more liquidity here. This is like another build-up. These are the out of the timings that I trade, but for the purpose of this video, we obviously want to understand what is actually happening. So let's make sense of this. Okay, we've got inducement here. We've got like a little build-up. Okay, we want to induce high to go lower. Now let's see what Asia does. So I understand Asia a little more. It's nothing too clean. Okay, we are actually building some kind of channel here now. It's like a little trend line inducement. Probably see this going a little lower. Before then, wanting to see some clean build-up. So we're obviously coming into Frankfurt Open. We're starting to build like mini cycles like this. We'd like to see some kind of external liquidity taken as well. So we've obviously induced this channel. We want to see higher prices. So we obviously in the higher price range now. We want to see the next build-up. So let's see what happens. We took some external. Nothing too clean. I mean, we've got this here for now. Nothing too clean. Yeah, there's nothing too clean. We want to go higher. Okay, let's see if we can see the next build-up. This is actually quite not as clean as of yet, but we can do this here. We've got like equal highs, we're pushing low, we've took external, we come into the extreme. Let's see if we can find anything decent. So what do we have here? Like a little mini cycle. That makes sense. It's nothing too exciting. Look here. Definitely see this, especially after taking external like this. We definitely see this taken before I expect maybe higher prices. Okay, it's pushed. There we go. We're starting to take this liquidity here now. Just tap into this, and let's get into the next day. Let's try and see if this is a little bit clearer. But this was quite a clean setup from Frankfurt. We induced the low side, took a little bit external, pushed up higher. And obviously all we have to look for is then like the double tops here. We want to come into this area. A little shift here on the 1 minute before then price pushing higher. Not so much of a clean setup here for price to push then higher. Then obviously we've got like a triple top here. But we want to see what the cycle is telling us. And we want to see some external liquidity. As you can see here, Asia building some channels to go to the low side. Nothing too much. We're in London now. We've got like equal highs. We've got like equal lows. Okay. We want to see, obviously, now we've took external here. Okay. Now we obviously want to see some kind of shift for price to then come over, take this, and then maybe take this out. Okay, so let's see what happens. First, we want to clear some liquidity here, and as expected, you know, on the lower time frame, you'll be able to see what the market is doing here. We took external for then price to come into this liquidity. So just see a nice little build up. Like this is where people are gonna get baked out. Okay, this is where everyone's like smart money traders are just enjoying the ride. Before then, this is gonna turn around, clear everyone out. So we want to obviously take out this liquidity. Okay, before then maybe pushing to the downside. So show you something. We induced this pretty easily induced. Before then, a big push to the downside. It's supposed to be news. Cleared out all this liquidity, but then the price to shoot back in its intended direction. So we took out all of this liquidity now. We're starting to build. Okay, we want to build here. Okay, we build, we induce, we push higher. Okay, it's the same stuff over and over again, guys. Okay, just get into the next day. Double bottom here, channel to the high side. See what happens. Okay, now we have, it's quite clear here, guys. Channel to the high side, very nice build. Okay, want to use the low side to go higher. Now we obviously want to take external, probably take out Frankfurt high before then pushing down. Let's see if it's going to give us a nice clean entry. Nothing too exciting. I mean, we did get a little push down here, but we're still within this channel. So like a little build up induced to go higher. This looks a little bit more impulsive, looks a lot better to go to the downside. So all we have to do now is just to understand what it's telling us. I mean, we're building liquidity to the downside to clear them out. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So pretty much like equal lows here. We go, we induced the channel to the high side before then pushing down. We took out some of this liquidity. Just gotta be careful now. Understand what this market's doing exactly. We took what's this London low out, but then market started messing about here, not quite clean. We took out this high again. There could be a good possibility that we're looking for longs again. So let's see what happens. Yeah, definitely looking for longs. As you can see here, we just pushed to the high side. Basically, guys, you just gotta understand what the market is telling you guys, okay? There's again, breaker structure here, okay? We take out, we push down, breaker structure, not quite induced this channel here, okay? Before then price, pushing a lot higher. Again, take out, build up to the downside. There we go, we ended up inducing this now. We can see higher prices again. And it's the same stuff over and over again, guys. Okay, a lot of people will think that this is the order block. Okay, you can obviously trade this, especially after they induce the channel quite clean to go then higher. Okay, it's the same stuff over and over again.